by virtue of the country being a lot more open up now since the COVID, if you suspect that you go back to pre-COVID business levels?
Well, I'm kind of watching the news, listening what is happening, and I see what the spike in other countries are going up, and I'm watching it. And I'm one person who would know if, especially in this side of the island, things is happening because of the verbal contract that I have. But I've not seen any growth so far in people dying because our minister is doing a very good job.
But outside of COVID though, I mean, not the person's dying not of COVID related issues. You still mentioned the fact that you have your clientele.
Yes,
right.
But one of the problems we are facing now, because when person died violently, accident, suicide, homicide, whichever one, they have to do an autopsy. And because of the length of time the bodies are being at the government contracted funeral home, it kind of tend to put a little damp on the movement of the amount of work we'll do weekly.
So you're confident that your business will be, strengthened, moving forward?
Yes, man, because I have a long-term plan. Sometimes you have ups and downs. I know things will not remain like this. It must change. Must change and go back to normal.
How bad was the impact for you during the lockdown?
Well, during the lockdown, there weren't any burials. Most of the people, as I say, they were waiting homes. So you had to keep the dead. There was no much income coming from that because everybody, they were waiting on the lifting of the restrictions. So it was just whatever, nothing happening.
So flatlined during COVID?
Yeah, flat during COVID because, as I say, everybody waiting out the period. It wasn't happening. So you had bodies, volumes, and they're going nowhere.
How many funerals have you been having per week now since the relaxation of the measures?
Well, it's maybe over the weekend we have 5 or 6. Over that time we were having any. You know what I mean? So, and we do storage, so a lot of people that store with us, and that same family too. People just weren't buried. We were waiting out the foreigners to come. So nothing was happening during that time.
No, you're better off.
It is. I can tell it is. Because of the restrictions and the lifting of the people can come in, it's much better because we have foreigners coming in now. Everybody wants to come to the loved ones' funerals, so because of that, it's much better.
We have seen a lot of funerals that were on hold and being postponed due to COVID lockdown. They have now put in dates and confirmed dates. We've had the majority of people who have been waiting for the COVID restrictions to be lifted to have their funerals. They have had their funerals over the course of the last 3 weeks.
So you're looking beyond now
into the recovery period of people going back to a normal cycle of funerals. Usually, on average, Jamaicans will have their funeral services anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks after the person dies. It's tradition here that we have 9 nights and things. So usually, anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks would be considered normal. We were seeing during the COVID and the lockdown, people extending periods over 3 months. So we're happy to see that the restrictions have been lifted and people can have somewhat close to normal funeral arrangements, as we know it won't go back to the way it used to be for some time. But with the increase now that you can have most services up to 60, depending on the size of the church and the social distancing allowing, they can have a decent turnout.
So before that, during the quote-unquote lockdown, how you managed that with the 10 persons or so? Did that contribute to persons postponing the...
Yes, it did. It did contribute to people postponing. Also, when the borders were closed, a lot of people couldn't come in to make arrangements because a lot of people were from overseas. So it definitely put a lot of people in a situation where they had to hold off. If I were to give you a number, I would say anywhere between 10 to 15 were postponed for over a month and a half or more.